Hello, my name's Demi Fox from Rockstar Priestess, and welcome to Venus Chat, which is back, where we connect in with the great goddess and her mysteries of love and pleasure and just living life in the way of the divine feminine. And today's topic is pleasure. Pleasure, my friends, is the lube of life. So, one thing that comes up for me a lot in my own life and in the life of everyone I work with is this pleasure piece. And I really feel that most of us are chronically under-pleasured. We have a starvation of fun, and we also have what would it be? We have a blockage to seeing fun. It's like we grew up and we learned that to be proper grown-ups and proper adults, we have to be very serious about everything. And so if we actually mean something, we have to do it in a very serious way, which means no fun. Seriousness means no fun, right? So then we grown up the fun out of everything, and then we wash up a few years, decades later, and we're like, why does my life suck? Why do I just feel so flat? It's because we have no pleasure, my friends. And when we are looking at the great goddesses, when we're looking at Aphrodite and the creation stories of so many of these love goddesses, we see that pleasure is really at their core. And what these goddesses really hold as their energy of the goddess of love, energy of the divine feminine, is this piece of pleasure. Because goddess spirituality is an embodied theory of God, which means that we're looking at spirituality through the female body, through the lensing of the female body, which is very physical and feelingsy and is very much engineered for pleasure. I have a book by a lady called Mama Gina, she is my hero, called Mama Gina's School of Womanly Arts. I pull that out whenever I'm stuck in a life is boring funk, and she always thumps on about how the fact that in women, in female bodies, there is a part of the body that is only there for pleasure. Our whole bodies are engineered for pleasure, and that is a part of our experience of the divine feminine, that expansion into pleasure. And one story I always think about with this is the creation story from the LUBE pantheon in West Africa, and the story of Oshun. I love Oshun, and I'm going to butcher the hell out of this story. I only remember the bits I love. Oshun got sent to Earth with the crew of the boy gods to create Earth, to create this place, to create humans, to create the land, to create the Earth. And the boy gods were all, yeah, we're going to do this, yeah, but what the hell do we have this girl with us for? What was Oshun here for? She's just like peacock feathers and fancy clothes. What's the point of that? So they just ignored her, and Oshun went to the big boss god and said, what the hell? I was sent to do this job and all the other guys are ignoring me. What gives, dude? And the big boss god told all the other gods off, because when Oshun withdrew because she wasn't being honoured in her creation of the world, she took moisture away. Oshun is sweet water. She is love and laughter and grace and dance. And when you took that moisture and that water away, everything was dry. Everything was barren. Nothing would grow. No life could be lived. Yeah. So the creation only worked when the dude gods embraced Oshun and let her weave in amongst everything. And this is the core of the love goddesses, the core of Aphrodite, the core of Venus, core of any goddess really. It is that water, that moisture and that joy of life. They are and they represent what makes life worth living. And that is always, always, always present in every single moment. We can choose to live life in a way that embraces pleasure and makes life fun. We can do the washing up in a fun way. I'm gonna pack up this whole room for my move, and I can choose to do that in a more pleasure-filled way. I'm not gonna say a totally pleasure-filled way. Packing is my nemesis, but I can choose to do that in a way that brings in that light and love and grace of the goddess. when we were talking about Venus in particular, she is God embodied, the goddess embodied, and she is ecstatic. And this whole element of goddess spirituality is ecstatic, which means when we're walking this path, we need to open to that ecstasy, we need to open to that pleasure, we need to open to that sweetness and invite it into every single part of our life. Pleasure is the path to grace. It makes life work because it helps us be fully here now, and it's that lube piece. It oils the bits between our different parts of our lives. It oils all the tasks and just puts moisture there so they all like glide up against each other. It's a lovely experience rather than being like this when we're trying to do stuff. Okay, so pleasure is the missing piece, especially when we've come from a witchy background, which is half, this is how I feel, it's half super fun and exciting and spells and learning, and half, oh well, I have to do this ritual and complicated, and I have to be serious to be able to be good at this. Yeah, we need to release that seriousness and accept pleasure in, especially now. And as I am recording this, it is the end of November 2021, and we are heading near the end of the second year of a worldwide pandemic, and we are all bored out of our minds, and we are all exhausted and completely fun-starved and pleasure-starved. And it's not just because we haven't had the opportunity to go out and play, it's just that the heaviness of everything that's been going on has kind of sucked that out of us. And pleasure is the piece that's going to bring us back, whether it's in our spirituality and bringing in more pleasure and fun and self-love into our spirituality to make it nourish us, because pleasure is the nourishment, right? Whether we are working that nourishment in our spirituality or whether we're working that nourishment in our work. I'm a full-time priestess on the internet, and without pleasure, my business gets dry and it crumbles. And we really have to bring in that pleasure piece into our business. Otherwise, where are we going to get that inspiration from? Where are we going to get that joy that we can transmit to others? How are we going to be in love with our business if there is no water to make things grow, right? So I hope that this was helpful to you. If you loved it, make sure you come follow me on Instagram and join my email list at rockstarpriestess.com. I have a million goodies for you. You just get to pick which one you like the most. And I would love to invite you, if you are looking to build more of this wisdom into your business life, to get in touch with me. I'm opening a Prosperity Priestess Coven in January, which will be 4 weeks of diving deep into business super smart strategy with me and my co-host Chris Seraphine, who is a absolutely wild, amazing business coach and goddess channel, and pulling in this pleasure piece and making sure we are so filled and full of joy and lusciousness and so lubed up that when we come to our work, our sacred witchy business, we can just expand. We have the energy to do everything, and we can shift the way that we work through our business from that I must be very serious to play. And play is the way we make money. Play is the way we get really smart ideas, and play is the way we connect in with the divine. So if you're interested in that, just reach out to me, send me an email, pop me a DM, and I will see you all soon. Venus blessings.